welcome everyone. Today we have our another new episode, and we will discuss on vertical farming. And for the farming, I believe that India, Bangladesh, they are playing a major role. Also, from World Talent Economy Forum, we are working with agro business centers where actually we do research. So, Dr. Tamanna, what you want to discuss about vertical farming and what is the scope of India?
Vertical farming is a practice of growing crops in vertically stacked layers. It often incorporates controlled environmental agriculture, which aims to optimize plant growth and soilless farming techniques such as hydroponics, aquaponics, and aeroponics. Now, what are these three? Hydroponics refers to technique of growing plant without soil. So, it saves on to the soil as such. I mean, if something like this happens in hydroponic system, the roots of plants are submerged in liquid solutions containing macronutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, potassium, calcium, and magnesium, as well as trace elements including iron, chlorine, manganese, boron, zinc, and copper. So additionally, inert mediums such as gravel, sand, or expanded clay aggregate are used. So this is one type of the technique the vertical farming uses. Another is aquaponics. The term aquaponics is coined by two words: aquaculture, which refers to fish farming, and hydroponics, a technique of growing plants without soil. Aquaponics take hydroponics one step further by integrating the production of terrestrial plants with the production of aquatic organisms. So it's like taking the help from the nature itself. That is the basic thing about vertical farming. How much access we can have from the mother earth, and give it the best possible solution to soil pollution. So, and then the aeroponics. The invention of aeroponics was motivated by initiative of NASA to find an efficient way to grow plants in space in the 1990s. Unlike conventional hydroponics and aquaponics, aeroponics does not require any liquid or sodium solid medium to grow plants. Instead, a liquid solution with nutrients is misted in air chambers where the plants are suspended. By far, aeroponics is the most sustainable soilless technique possible as of now. And so then there are controlled environmental agricultures. Controlled environmental CEA is the modification of natural environment to increase crop yields or extend the growing season. CEA systems are basically hosted in enclosed structures such as greenhouses or buildings whose control can be imposed on environmental factors. So these are some of the type of I mean, vertical farming, which, and then the modern concept of vertical farming was proposed in 1999 by Dixon Despomier, professor of public and environmental health at Columbia University. Despomier and his students came up with a design of skyscraper farm that could feed around 50,000 people. Though it did not work out, but the concept did come out proper, properly well. So basically vertical farming can help especially in countries like India. It's of a major help. So vertical farming in India is done inside structures like greenhouses, warehouses, rooftops, etc. Contrary to conventional practice, it can be done in seemingly uncultivable areas. Vertical farming technology in India requires integration of modern technologies like hydroponics, aeroponics, etc. So, yeah, that is what I would like to start.
Thank you. I just want to know more. Like when we discuss about vertical farming, India has in agriculture sector has a lot of innovations. Even though traditional farming also very important, because India, Bangladesh together, we actually provide food for 1.5 billion people. Do you want to share something about this kind of innovations?
Yes, of course. I mean, I guess India and Bangladesh need to collaborate. I mean, South Asian countries, we are agrarian economies, and what we really need right now is that we have to support people, in the as against the hunger. That's the poverty is majorly in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Nepal, etc. And to make food available to people is our government's task, the primary task. So just a minute. So I guess Bangladesh and India need to cooperate together to feed our people. We have people who are migrants, and like the Rohingyas, for example. I mean, what come we may say, but the fact is they are people. They are human rights. They have human rights. You have to feed them. You can't let them die. So, they're like shuttling from here to there, like a ball, so somebody's throwing them to this place, somebody's throwing them to that place. So I guess if we have more of food and humanity, because India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, etc., Maldives, we constitute a major chunk of the world. We have excessive population problem. So that is the whole thing. And so I mean, for example, in India we have greenhouses. I mean, I'm sure Bangladesh is also experimenting with the warehouses, rooftops, etc. So I mean, yeah. So I guess even the whole concept has to be, of course, even with several ties, rice production in a vertical farm cannot be as large scale as an open field. So in India, we have, for example, in the south we have the rice eaters, in north we have the wheat eaters. So I mean, we have to see where what has to be cultivated. We have to see that, for example, rice is being used. Vertical farming might not help in that much, but so we need to have other techniques whereby rice is produced in lesser amount of money, so that farmers suicides. I mean, I don't know, Sharif, what about for Bangladeshi economy, but in India we have a lot of farmer suicides. Every time they are into debts, and government does put in money, but like still, that's not enough. They are in debt continuously, and that leads to suicide of the whole family because they can't repay the debt. So vertical farming can be helpful in this regards, in India and Bangladesh, and I guess, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Like how this vertical farming can be helpful for women empowerment. What do you think?
Yeah, women empowerment is, first of all, when a house is having money, it can feed its citizenry, it can feed its family well, children well, children can go to school. It's a vicious circle which happens. Women are able to, like have proper houses. They are more safe, and I mean, even if they're not working, because obviously people, women in agrarian economies, they do go to the fields and they do help their husbands. So I mean, in the agrarian sector, this is what is going to be helpful for women. And as far as men are concerned, when money comes in, I mean, nutrition level of the whole family would increase. So I guess, resource conservation, unlike traditional practices, vertical farming technology in India utilizes less waters and fertilizers due to efficient absorption. Free from chemical pesticides due to cultivation in controlled environments, the crops are free of pest attacks and annulling the this thing. So, uh, I mean, this is also called saffron cultivation by Indians. So, I mean, helping it's like a complete guide being set up by the government for vertical farming right now. So, yeah, that is what I personally feel that it's going to be of
Mm,
major help.
thank you. How actually the Indian government investing in vertical farming or for doing research or developing startup or developing industrialization?
Okay, I feel that Indian Niti Aayog, which is like uh, the nodal body which plans the whole structure of uh, body of this thing. Vertical gardens are an alternative for gardeners. So the government, for example, has 75% subsidy for people who are doing vertical farming. The scheme has started under Kerala's State Horticulture Mission, in which the beneficiary will get a 75% subsidy on the total cost of vertical garden establishment, and the beneficiary will get 25% of the cost will be borne by the beneficiary. The state of the Kerala has launched a vertical garden scheme in the state under the Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture. The purpose of this scheme is to help the users to establish a vertical garden for planting. So beneficiaries will receive 75% of the cost of establishing a vertical garden, and 25% of the cost will be borne by beneficiary. So I mean, and then government also looks into the fact that is it beneficial actually, is it profitable? Because right now any business to be successful it has to be profitable. So vertical farms have to deal with energy and labor. Energy prices can be as high as 50 to 70% of the cost of goods sold, as vertical farms have energy to run 25-hour LED lights, heating and cooling, and robotics. Today's vertical forms solve many problems, but there are still some people who do not pay attention to it, regardless of climate, weather, or seasons. So yeah, government is doing, and the Planning Commission or the Niti Aayog is like looking at uh, for example, Delhi government is looking at urban farming. The Aam Aadmi Party government, they're like looking at this scheme was introduced in April 2022, but government stalled after ARI faced delays in gaining permission. So then, for example, Niti Aayog has spoken about uh, villages in an agrarian economy like India are focused for transferring the country's development journey. Clean and green villages are the key to for rural development. So rural India and is an asset to speed up socio-economic development and attaining the target of sustainable development growth. So vertical farming is also a part of SDG. I mean, because because of without farming, none of us can survive. In urban areas. So, I mean, urban areas too have to see that, the farming which is done in their sphere rather than the agrarian villages, for example, they do it in a format which is to do with urban farming or vertical farming. So, yeah.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your excellent contribution for today's sessions. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.
All right.